What's up, everyone? It's Annabelle with That Good Shit, and today I'm here with
Bambii.
Bambii. I'm so stoked to meet you. I really look up to you as a producer and as a
Thank
DJ.
you.
I'm like just starting to dip my toe into learning how to produce, but I've been
Yeah.
DJing for a couple years, and watching your journey's been super inspiring. We're coming up on your new project, Infinity Club 2, releasing in a couple days. How are you feeling ahead of this release?
I feel good. I feel like a little bit nervous. It's like hard to like work on something for so long privately and obviously release it publicly, but I'm like happy to like get to the next thing right now. So I'm excited.
Yeah, if you could like have one dream takeaway for all fans and listeners to have from this project, what would you want that to be?
One dream takeaway. I feel like sometimes because every song is so different on the EP that I feel like I'm like people are not gonna get it because I feel like music is so like formulaic right now.
Yeah.
So I guess I want to feel like kind of understood. I want them to know like, oh, I get where she's going with this.
Yeah, 100%. I had a chance to listen to the project. Your team sent it over, and I completely agree. I feel like it goes in so many different directions, and it feels like just such an honest expression and like a documentation of you like exploring and just trying things out.
Totally.
I love a lot of the collaborations on there, which we'll get into in a minute as well. But the first thing I really actually want to dive into is the recent Thousand Genres mix that you just put up. When I saw that video, the way you had the like CDJs laid out, everything from like the shots to your outfit, I was like so blown away at what you created with that. I thought it was so innovative and so cool. Tell me about just how you brainstormed that setup specifically and how that all came together.
I mean, the like concept of like 1,000 genres, like kind of something that's like a theme all throughout my music and my DJing, my production. It's just this idea of like being a genre jumper, the idea of like global club music and trying to bridge the gap between genres that people think are disconnected, like
Totally.
kind of creating a dialogue between different sounds. So yeah, I guess it came from there, and I guess whatever I did visually was just trying to communicate what I think is happening sonically between songs anyways.
Yeah, definitely. How do you feel like that image of like the three CDJs in the mixer and this kind of like four and you like doing
I
the
mean,
circle?
I'm also like super into sci-fi, so I just wanted
Yeah.
to create something that looked like almost like a control panel.
Totally.
Like, looked like I was like in a lab almost. Like
It
women
did.
in tech.
Women in STEM.
Women in STEM.
Absolutely. I got that. I feel like a lot of the vibes I'm seeing in your visuals and your world building are very like futuristic. I saw that also in the music video for Blue Sky, which I really enjoyed that visual.
you.
Tell me a little bit about that.
I mean, that came together really. Everything's been coming together. Like, I still kind of obviously consider myself pretty indie and underground, so I'm like doing a lot of things myself. So that came together like really last minute. I shot that in my apartment.
Yeah.
And then had like all my favorite like music girlies around the world like send me videos from them in their apartment and kind of put it together.
Are you
Yeah.
collaborating with any other like visual artists or designers as you're getting into this?
Yeah, I'm collaborating with my stylist Biba in Toronto. I collaborate a lot with a lot of Toronto like local people. I like love keeping things local. Obviously, I love my city.
Yeah.
Kirk Lesage, Danielle Shaw. So like a lot of my like I work with like a lot of my friends.
Yeah, 100%. And wait, what was the question I was to ask? Oh, I also really enjoy how you incorporate your handwriting into a lot of your
thanks.
designs and your genres. I do a similar thing with like my music blog that I run. I hand draw a bunch of the stuff. Tell me about what that means to you, like incorporating your handwriting.
I mean, I think it just feels like more personal. Like I feel like everything I do kind of like feels like my diary. Like I want to be as like honest as possible, and I also feel like people are like overwhelmed with like a lot of images and a lot of different music. So I guess I'm trying to like put like little markers that like it's me. Like it's like more recognizable since it's so hard to kind of stand out right now.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I do think that makes like everything you've put out feel very personal. Are there any artists that you're looking to who inspire you to do that, or artists you feel like do that well?
I feel like so many artists. I mean, I feel like for me when I was younger, it was like MIA. It was like
Yeah.
a big one for me, like Santa Gold, kind of like the legacy girlies. Obviously, I say Gwen Stefani, even though she's a little culture vulture, but I still love her down. Yeah, I think like a lot of like girlies from like just early 2000s. I feel like music in the early 2000s felt a lot more definite, where it kind of there's like almost like a sterility happening in the music industry, where it just kind of feels like things are blending together in ways that are a little bit boring for me. So yeah.
Yeah, keeping it interesting. What is your world building process like? Because I really love the way you just kind of like construct your whole universe visually, sonically. What does it come to, especially when it comes to like researching, mood boarding? What does that look like for you?
I mean, I feel like because I'm a DJ, like research comes really obviously, you know, you're a DJ, so I do like there's an inherent amount of research I'm doing because I'm always looking for music. So everything kind of jumps off that point. So when I'm like making music, sometimes I'll like as soon as I actually kind of come up with like demos, I'll start making notes as to like what I want things to look like. So the music is like it's like really intuitive. I wouldn't say it's like it's not as methodical. It's like I'll hear something and I'll be like, boom, this idea came. I'll like try to write it down, kind of thing.
Yeah, 100%. If you're willing to get into it, what does your research project or process look like specifically? Like, what are you going to? How are you finding new music? Are you reading up on things? Like, what does that look like?
That's like a good question. So I feel like I'm trying to like look where people are not looking. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to stay away from streaming platforms. Obviously, I'm on SoundCloud a lot because I feel like you're going to get the things that don't get cleared.
Totally.
On like Spotify and Apple. Like Bandcamp is a big one. I feel like
we love
following labels rather than following artists because then you get the new releases from the labels. And then obviously like social media is a place, but I feel like I more probably follow labels.
Totally.
And follow independent releases because I'm getting things that are like a bit more unique and haven't been listened to before.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, we love that. I do want to dive into a couple specific tracks on Infinity Club 2 that I really enjoyed. We need to talk about Thunder with JELEEL because I did not expect to see his name on there.
I know,
and
it was a random one.
It was so interesting hearing him on that kind of production. I feel like I've never heard that side of him before. Tell me about that song coming together.
That song came together because actually I was online one day and I was like just like doom scrolling and I was like saw him on the radar and he had this like clip, like viral clip, and he was like sort of like interpolating like a dance hall track.
Yeah.
And I like loved it. And then I DM'd him and I was like, send me the track. I actually didn't think he was gonna answer me because he has like 2 million followers. I was like, okay, he's not answering me.
Yeah.
But he did answer me. And then we ended up being in Paris at the same time. And then we just had a like rager night. Like we just like partied together. Like I ended up like bullying the DJ to like play his track at the party we were at.
Amazing.
And then like 2 months later, I was like making something. I started the beat for Thunder, and I started kind of like vocalizing. I like recorded some vocals, and I was like, you know what'd be sick on this? JELEEL. And then he recorded it, and it was so easy. And
Yeah.
I was like, that track came together like one of the easiest tracks on the album.
What would you say is the track that took the longest to come together?
Blue Sky.
Okay.
Yeah, that one was like, it was the last one I finished, and I just kind of like couldn't nail the idea for the hook, and like it was like a lot of the production, but then when it came together, I was like so happy that I kind of, because I was gonna cut it from the EP, and I was like so happy that I like finished it because it's actually one of my favorites.
Yeah, I'm really happy you kept that song, and we love seeing SadBoi on there as well.
Period.
Tell me a little bit about working with SadBoi, because that's like an icon for me. I love SadBoi.
Icon. I mean, I love it because I just feel like it represents Toronto because like we're both Caribbean, we're both from Toronto, and it's like a very specific experience. And I also feel like right now she's like pushing into so many different genres, which I love because I think that sometimes Caribbean music gets like put into a box. So anyone who's kind of like deconstructing it, I would like love to work with. So it just kind of makes sense.
Yeah, totally. She's someone who's very much like pushing boundaries in a way like similar to you. So I love seeing y'all like link up and do that together. And we have to talk about Remember, which is such a beautiful opening moment on the project, especially hearing like Raven Lene be that voice that comes in. It's really special. Tell me about how that one came together.
That's okay. I feel like that was one of the first songs I made when I was like, I'm gonna make a new EP. I like sat down. That was like, yeah, it could be the first song that started coming together. And yeah, that was also a difficult one. Like sometimes like when I make a song, it feels like puzzle pieces where I can have like the intro, or I can be like, oh, this is gonna be an amazing hook, but I don't have the other parts. So
Totally.
it definitely took some like, you know what I mean? Like a lot of thought. It's like kind of feels like a math equation a little bit. And yeah, when I got her vocal, I was like, oh, this is period. Like
It's so beautiful.
Thank you so much.
She sounds so good.
She sounds beautiful.
She does. Kind of going back into your production process, what's an area of producing right now that you feel like you're working hardest to grow in or get better at?
Oh my God. I feel like 808s. I feel like 808s are so hard for me because I just feel like the producers that I like really like, or like the production I guess that I really like, I feel like it's really like low end heavy, and I feel like a really good like drill style 808 is sometimes the most difficult to like nail.
Yeah.
And I feel like, yeah, that's where I'm like working hardest to like just improve my skills around 808s in general.
Yeah, 100%. This might be, I don't know if this is a random question or not, but what's like a sound you found recently that you've been like really obsessed with?
Like a song or sound?
Just like a sound, like a
sound.
sound bite, like a drum
bite.
or a
Oh
thing,
my
like
God.
like anything.
I'm a little on the spectrum, so I'll find like sometimes like it could be like a laser and I'll be like, I love this laser, and I'll like put it too many times in a song. Like I'm very like all my like a lot of my songs have a lot of sound design. Like I love putting like effects and stuff.
Totally.
So I think it's random, but I definitely like love. I'm obsessed with sirens and lasers. Maybe because I'm Jamaican. I'm obsessed.
We need those. We need the sirens and the lasers to keep it interesting. I definitely want to ask you about working with Kelela on Raven, because that's such an iconic project to be involved in. And you've said in the past that really helped you learn about like song structure and how to structure a song properly. So carrying that into this album, what are some specific moments on the album where you feel like you really utilize that knowledge?
I mean, I feel like because I'm like a club music producer, like song arrangement obviously breaks apart a lot. It's not as traditional in club music, and I feel like working with Kelela, because she's like obviously like such an amazing writer and based in R&B, it just kind of like solidified certain ideas. So I just feel like even like a track like Remember that is kind of like kind of has like an experimental arrangement, it still kind of feels like it's grounded in feeling like a song. You know what I mean? Like you can kind of anticipate the next parts. But really, I feel like just my time that I spent with her, like anytime I sit down to arrange a song, a lot of those like ideas still come up for me when I'm structuring, like, okay, what is the pattern, like when I'm structuring verse, hook, and the things that I did with her and watching her work on her album is just like an influence in general.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. It's really cool to get that experience from someone who's that skilled and has such like a unique like style.
A vocalist, writer, totally.
Yeah, icon. I love her album from the Blue Note also. I've been listening to that a ton recently. We love her so much. I want to talk a little bit about, again, like when you are a producer DJ, this also comes with a lot of IRL experiences, being in the club, hosting events, parties. You just hosted a listening party the other night. It was at Honey's, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, love that space. They have like a new setup in there that's like really fire. But I love how in another past interview you said a lot of what you do when you're creating your live events, trying to make it stand out, is trying to create like a sense of catharsis in the room. Yeah. Tell me about, how do you go about that?
I mean, it depends. You know, some venues I feel like are getting shittier and shittier, and there's like less and less of them. So I just feel like, you know, from anything from like the better the venue I can find, the more unorthodox space. Like I want people to feel like, oh, there's like, I guess I'm always looking for that moment of like social acupuncture. So I feel like taking someone to like somewhere they've never been before, amazing lighting, just anything that sort of like feels just like, I don't know, on a curation level, kind of like experimental, or like kind of forces people to like engage in a different way. I feel like club culture is like, can feel redundant. Obviously, it feels like, you know, you're doing the same shit over and over again. So anytime I do an event, I'm like, what venue didn't get used?
Right.
Or what's a way that we can light this space that's like really cool? You know what I mean? Anything that I could do. It's hard though, because sometimes the girls don't have budget, but
because then it comes to budget, and then it's like gets real.
Exactly.
If you had unlimited budget, unlimited resources, what's the most like outlandish place you would want to throw an event?
Oh my god, I want to throw do you ever see like rich people do this? When you ever see like a summer night wedding and they get like a huge sheer white tent in the middle of like a forest?
Yes.
I want to do a rave in like a giant sheer like midnight tent, like candlelit like rave in a forest. I know it's because is that girl doing she's a ballerina. Period.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah.
Love that.
This park is so random, but yeah.
You never know what you're going to encounter in Washington Square Park on a warm day. But yeah, I would definitely go to that. That sounds beautiful. I think that they're always in like the conversation around like throwing events, being in the club. It's so increasingly important always for us to like, as organizers of live events, to be providing like a safe space. What does it mean to you to build a safe space, and how have you been able to do that efficiently with your events?
I mean, I don't believe in safe spaces. I believe in safer spaces.
Safer spaces.
Yeah, because I don't believe any space is truly safe, especially when we're in public. But I just think being like intentional, like I think for me, Toronto's a bit of a smaller city, so I feel more indebted and like connected to people around me. So I also think like I'm asking for I feel also like we're in an ecosystem. Yeah. So it's definitely on me to try to ensure that you have a good time. You know what I mean? It's like a relationship. I feel like I have a relationship with Toronto that like spans like 10 years of like being trusted as someone who curates spaces.
Totally.
So I never want to alienate the people that I feel like are kind of like fueling my whole shit.
Yeah. Very much so. What are some steps you take when you're putting together an event to kind of like help ensure a safer space?
Logistic things. Like I hand choose all the security. I'm like looking at, okay, what's the bathroom giving? Is this venue like physically accessible? Like I think it's just like a lot of kind of, I guess it sounds like a bit boring, but it definitely goes a long way. So
it's really important.
Yeah, I feel welcome, that I'm always trying to like I would love a free or a cheap event. I think the economy we live in is terrible. It's getting worse and worse. I think people are experiencing so much scarcity.
Yeah.
And I like hate events that cost a lot of money for no fucking reason.
Literally.
So in as much in my power, a big thing I do is like I'm always looking for a sponsor because I want the ticket price to be cheap or free.
Yeah,
like,
we need those sponsorships to
Definitely.
get these events to be accessible. It's such a crazy paradox how like the economy is getting worse, everything's becoming more expensive, everyone's becoming more broke, tickets are becoming like way more expensive. So being able to have those like pulling in sponsorships or just getting those resources.
The dance floor should never be a luxury.
Never
It should
ever.
never be a
Everyone
luxury.
deserves to be there. Do you have any tools or tips for producers who are just starting out, kind of struggling to get into the rhythm of making music?
I feel like endurance. I feel like I think that it's like almost like a practice of like self-discipline. I think for a long time you're gonna make things that don't sound like anything.
Mm-hmm.
And I like the way I phrase it with myself is like, how long can I sit through the discomfort of being bad before I'm good?
That's real.
So a lot of time when I'm sitting down and nothing's coming, I'll just like force myself. I'm like, let me just sit another 2 hours and let me disconnect myself from the idea of a product and just go through the process of making. And I would say usually I'm like rewarded with at the end with something where I'm like, okay, that was like worth it. And I think sometimes people cannot handle just the physical discomfort of being bad before you're good.
Yeah.
And I think it's just about like it's almost like making music is almost like a sport.
Definitely.
You know?
Any like new skill that you're trying to learn, like especially as an adult, it can be really hard. Like you said, to sit in the discomfort of being bad at it for a long time before you become proficient at it. But then once you like open that door, like there's unlimited possibilities, which is why, I'm so inspired by people like you who are like really creating their own style with their production and exploring, because we need a lot more of that. Who are some of your favorite artists right now who are innovating in the dance and music space?
I would have to grab my phone. I really like Sammy Virgie.
Virgie.
Yeah, I've never known how to say his last name. Is it Virgie?
Virgie,
okay,
yeah.
Thank you, put me on.
Sammy Virgie.
Sherelle. I love Sherelle. Who else? I'm like kind of have to go through some. Okay. Oh my God, I'm so bad. Anytime I get asked this, like my brain like.
You're like, I don't know if I've ever listened to music ever. Actually,
what music is at all, but I would say those two, like Sammy Virgie, Sherelle. I'm like thinking about what I've listened to lately. Bex out of London is actually like put out my favorite song recently called Saga.
Fire.
Yeah, I think it's called Saga. It's an amazing song.
Beautiful. Yeah. What other genres are you listening to right now outside of dance and electronic music, if any?
I kind of listen to everything, to be honest. Like if you were gonna scroll through my Spotify likes, it's like from
all over the place.
Yeah, like folk to jazz to like R&B.
Yeah,
like, it's really anything.
Very like understandable for the 1,000 genre queen. Like all over the place. Which again is, I think it's so. I hear like so many different unique little influences just like throughout your sound coming through, and it's beautiful. I'm so excited for the new project. Last question I want to ask you is a fun one. Who's your favorite fictional character, and what would their favorite Bambii song be?
Oh my God, my favorite fictional music character is did you watch Enter the Spider-Verse, the second one?
I think so.
Did you watch the UK like version of Okay, so it's Enter Spider-Verse. Basically, it's all these different Spider-Mans from all these other universes.
Is that the animated one?
It's the animated one. They collide on this. They collide in the same universe. And there's this like UK kind of like road man Spider-Man. I forget his name. That's like lately. That was like my favorite fictional character I saw.
Yeah,
it was, like, he was funny. You'd have to like watch it to know what I'm talking about. But it was
because I feel like is it the one that's based in New York with like the kid and the blonde girl, and he's like the cool guy that kind of gives like Lancey Foe energy.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Love him.
Exactly. Love him.
Love him. What would his favorite Bambii song be?
Oh my God, I feel like it would be Bad Boy.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Bad Boy.
Oh, that's like literally so fitting. That's a great pick.
Yeah.
Amazing. Anything you'd like to the people to know about Bambii? Anything else you want to say?
No, I'm a mystery. No, I don't have anything else.
Okay, beautiful. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you. I appreciate it.